Hello, myself Sunil R. Here basically we are discussing about the currency topic. In this basically we have talked that potato and tomato energy was created, and after a certain time basically it's going to look as same as Earth planet basically. It's going to look same as the Earth planet. So here basically the because the tomato and potato basically energy was created by the Earth planet only basically. So he told that basically if 100 crore planet basically are moving from the Earth near the Earth planet, then basically how we are going to recognize that basically. So few option basically told that basically this type of energy basically only Earth planet basically creates. So one of the energy basically was educational energy basically. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 from 9 to 0. Then basically the AC like Z then like this all basically designer basically from Earth planet. This all design basically are from the Earth planet. This all design basically are from the Earth planet. This all basically are designed from the Earth planet. Basically. So there is no other planets basically other than there is no basically energy basically other than this basically educational data basically A to Z 0 to 9 0 to 1 2 3 4 5 6 like this energy like this basically data basically are in universe basically the design like one that is there in universe basically in that basically hundreds of planets basically are there, yeah, basically hundreds of planets means you can just imagine basically in zero basically hundreds of planets basically are there. Zero design basically is there in universe basically. Then he told that basically this type of thing basically only Earth planet have basically, yeah. So you can basically track this basically, but last possibilities basically are war basically. There is no by chance basically Earth planet basically get messed, satellite basically lose the control, satellite basically lose the controls, that time basically war is the only option basically. Then one of the person basically told that how basically our satellite groups are going to send the data to the Earth planet basically because they have lost the control, but the communication center is very powerful basically. Communication center basically is very powerful they have created. So how they are going to communicate here basically? Then he told that basically that is very dangerous thing basically, yeah. Then one of the person told that in this mobile basically sometime basically few calls basically come from the satellites basically, yeah. Do you know basically that they basically say that basically we lost the control and they literally calls basically, they basically have certain numbers basically, they basically might be having some biodata and from that basically they calls and literally they, like this basically they say that basically yeah basically here is the Earth planet, like this also basically they recognize the thing basically. That means they have called, that means what basically, if they have called to certain numbers that means what basically. For example they have few numbers assume basically, yeah, just basically dangerous thing basically which we are discussing. Assume that is that few satellite basically was controlling Earth planet, they lost the control, they lost the control. Now basically they are not able to recognize and Earth planet basically might be very far also from the satellite. This type of possibility very less basically, but then also basically we will see each and every possibility basically. Then basically he told that basically then basically they have certain level of numbers basically, and they have checked this also basically that Earth planet basically can communicate up to that level of distance. So they basically called level of basically calls basically are there. For example they are calling this number, that means the city has to end through this level of sound wave. They have designed with the certain level of people basically. They have designed with this certain level of people. They have designed with the certain level of people basically. If this level of if this number is basically getting called, that means basically Mumbai some bad incidents basically has to happen. If this number is getting called, that means in Mumbai basically bad incidents has to happen. That should basically do something very bad, so that basically they can recognize the Earth planet. If this basically number is getting called, then basically few tsunami has to happen. If that number is basically getting called, then basically few earthquake basically has to happen. If earthquake basically happening, then how basically universe group basically can recognize? That is the question basically, right? Then he told that basically how basically that is possible. If earthquake is happening, then basically how they will recognize them? That we will discuss later on basically, because that is very big topic basically. If earthquake is happening, then how basically the universe group will recognize that that planet basically you can see that is the Earth planet. That is a very dangerous thing basically, which is connected with the earthquakes basically, because that is connected with the tomato planet example and with the potato planet example basically. Now basically he told that basically he or she basically, I will call this number basically. Then basically it would be the war basically, because war is the only option to recognize the planet basically. Then they told that basically we will call to that number. That basically satellite group, basically. We will call to that number basically. Then basically big level war has to happen, because they are planet basically has left very far basically. This very rare basically happens, very rare, but happens basically. Why that happens? That also be connected with the earthquakes only basically. That is also connected with earthquakes. Connected with earthquakes basically. So currently basically one person told that basically what is the basically earthquake basically just now basically happened in universe basically. Sorry, in earth planet basically, not in universe basically. He told that basically Chile basically got earthquake. Few basically website basically give fake data also basically. That we will see later on basically why they have given the fake data. Currently assume that in India basically few days before Andhra Pradesh got earthquake, Andaman Nicobar basically got earthquake, Kashmir got earthquake, Uttar Pradesh also basically got earthquake. Like this basically many country basically, sorry, many city basically of India basically got earthquakes. Earthquakes. What is that basically we will discuss later on basically. That is actually very lengthy topic actually. But that is very dangerous topic basically. He told that basically call that number basically, and whenever basically that number is called, third world war is going to start. That number, call that number basically. Tsunami has to happen. Call that number. Tsunami has to happen. Then basically satellite group told that basically do one thing, call this number here basically. Then they told that basically some nuclear company basically, some nuclear company basically has to get, some power company basically has to get blast basically. So this all basically power company, nuclear power company is not supposed to blast. That's why they have created few cities basically, which where basically always war happens. Always basically there are war basically. Reason is the requirement of the galaxy and the satellite group basically. That's why basically in 365 days basically one or two country basically are always fighting basically. One or two basically countries are always fighting. That is why basically that we are going to discuss in the next video.